Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into the absolute core concepts you need to know to completely crush the refrigeration license exam. We're breaking down the fundamentals, the stuff that's behind pretty much every question you're going to face.
So, you're gearing up for the refrigeration license exam. I get it. It feels like a huge challenge. But honestly, it's one of the most important steps you can take for your career in this industry.
First things first, let's change how we're looking at this. This isn't just some test you have to pass. Think of it as a professional milestone. It's that official line in the sand that says you're a licensed, trusted pro. What you're really doing here is proving what you know. This exam is the way the industry says, yep, this person has the technical skills, the practical know-how, and understands the safety rules to work on this equipment. It is the industry's official seal of approval.
And look, this isn't just for a handful of people. Whether you're a refrigeration tech, an HVAC specialist, working in commercial or industrial, or you're an apprentice looking to move up. Even if you're a contractor or business owner, this license is your key to credibility and growth. All right, now for the most important part. If there is one single thing that will unlock this entire exam for you, it's understanding the refrigeration cycle. I mean it. Once you really truly get this, everything else just clicks into place. This is your master key. This right here, this is the big aha moment. You have to burn this into your brain. Refrigeration systems don't create cold out of thin air. All they do is move heat. They're heat pumps. They take heat from a place you don't want it and dump it somewhere else. That's it. Every cooling system is based on this one idea.
And it all comes down to basic physics, right? Heat transfer. Heat naturally wants to move from a hot place to a cold place. A refrigeration system is just this incredibly clever machine that forces heat to go the other way, against its natural flow. It grabs heat out of a cold refrigerator and pushes it out into your warmer kitchen.
So how does it do that? Well, it happens in 4 key stages that just repeat over and over in a loop. We've got compression, condensation, expansion, and evaporation. You absolutely have to know these 4 stages. They are the foundation for everything else we're about to talk about. So those 4 stages don't just happen magically. They happen inside 4 main components. These are the physical parts of the system, the 4 pillars that make the whole cycle work. First up we have the compressor. It is literally the heart of the system. Its whole job is to pump the refrigerant around. It sucks in a low-pressure cool vapor and squeezes it, really compresses it, into a super hot, high-pressure vapor. This is the engine that drives the whole process. Okay, so that hot, high-pressure gas leaves the compressor and goes straight to the condenser. This is the heat rejector. All that heat the system absorbed from the cold space, this is where it gets dumped out. As that heat is released, the refrigerant vapor cools down and condenses back into a high-pressure liquid. Next up, that high-pressure liquid gets to the expansion device. This part is a game changer. It forces the liquid through a tiny little opening, which causes the pressure to just plummet. And when the pressure drops that fast, the temperature drops right along with it. This gets the refrigerant super cold, priming it to absorb a ton of heat. And that brings us to the final component, the evaporator. This is where the magic really happens. This is the part that's actually doing the cooling. That super cold, low-pressure liquid starts to boil. And as it boils, it soaks up heat like a sponge from the space you want to cool. That process of absorbing heat turns it back into a vapor, and it heads right back to the compressor to start the whole cycle over again. Okay, so that's the theory. It's a beautiful, simple cycle. But the exam isn't just going to ask you to name the parts. It's going to test if you can use this knowledge. So let's connect these ideas to the practical, real-world diagnostics you'll definitely be tested on. And here's a huge exam tip right here. The idea of superheat isn't just some textbook term. It is the single most important thing protecting the compressor, which is the most expensive part of the system, from getting destroyed by a condition called liquid slugging. This chart breaks down the 2 most critical measurements you'll ever take on a system, superheat and subcooling. Let's really dig into this. See the word saturation? That's just a fancy word for the refrigerant's boiling point at a given pressure. So, superheat is any heat added to the refrigerant after it has already turned into a vapor. Think of it as an insurance policy. We measure it at the outlet of the evaporator to make absolutely sure that only pure vapor gets back to the compressor. Now, on the other side, we have subcooling.
This is the cooling done to the refrigerant after it has already turned back into a liquid in the condenser. We measure this at the condenser outlet, and its job is to guarantee we have a solid column of liquid going to the expansion device. This is key for efficiency. Get this, knowing how to read these tells you if your system is undercharged, overcharged, or running just right. This is vital.
So there you have it. We've gone from the basic idea of moving heat all the way to practical diagnostics. Let's put this all together now into a really clear, simple blueprint that you can take with you to prepare for this exam.
Let's boil this all down. Here are your 4 key takeaways. Number 1, refrigeration is all about removing heat. It's not about creating cold. 2, you have to master that 4-stage cycle. 3, know what the 4 core components do. And 4, understand superheat and subcooling. Seriously, if you can explain these 4 points with confidence, you're already halfway to passing that exam.
And hey, if you want to go even deeper and get a complete study guide with tons of practice questions, all of the information we covered today comes straight from the book, Refrigeration License Exam Prep. It's really designed to be your all-in-one resource to help you pass this thing on your very first try. You can grab it right now on Amazon and keep an eye out because it's coming to Audible soon, narrated by Tom Brooks.